ètò yìí tí Ọlọ́run gbé kalẹ̀ lọ́wọ́ bàbá wa Ọlọ́lá Àkókò. Nígbà tí a bá fetí gbọ́ even ọ̀rọ̀ ìgbàgbọ́ kan sọ wípé faith comes by hearing and hearing the word of God. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni tá a bá gbọ́ ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ yín lẹ máa gbọ́ fún ìgbà kìíní fún ẹ̀yin ọba wa ìlú dé ìlú. Ẹ jẹ́ kí gbogbo wa ó papọ̀ kí a kí ètò yìí lẹ́yìn kó bá lè máa jẹ́ kí ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ìyírí ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn ọ̀pọ̀ tá a ti ṣe lọ́dọ́ náà ti ṣe fún Àkókò ní eléètò ní ìwáṣẹ̀ tó gbàlejò mọ́ra ní Àkókò jẹ́ àti ẹ̀ fẹ́ràn àwọn àlejò ju onílé lọ ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn àlejò ló dẹ̀ bá rí ṣe ní Àkókò.
Ladies and gentlemen, our wonderful viewers, this is another wonderful day that the Lord has made. I'm happy to announce to you that by His grace today we have brought in another very significant and important Akoko son. By the grace of God, he's a barrister at law, an advocate of high esteem. Join me this hour to welcome our special guest on this program, Olola Akoko. Olola Akoko is a program for Akoko people by Akoko in Akoko. The program is set up to boost and to bring to bear the wonderful works Akoko's sons and daughters, wives and people dwelling here are doing. So today we are at the place with our father, an advocate par excellence, Barrister Kazeem. Barrister, you are welcome to this program, sir.
Thank you so much. You are welcome.
We hope we are going to have a wonderful and nice time together during this program.
Yes, I think so.
Yeah, thank you very much. Just as we have announced, it's a personality chit-chat program where we bring in Akoko sons and daughters to hear their views, their minds about progress, record, good things, and record of Akoko people. Good things that are done in Akoko. So we're happy to have you, sir.
Thank you so much.
Yes, sir. Can you please tell our viewers your names?
Well, I am Rasheed Olanrewaju Kazeem by name.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You are from, we know you are from Akoko. Can you please tell us your hometown?
I am from Ikare, Akoko, and my quarters, my street is Igbede, Ikare, Akoko, Igbede, Edo quarters, Ikare, Akoko.
Thank you very much, sir. Growing up, how does it look like vis-a-vis the schools? Or before we go to that, let's even know a little about your parents. Who are they?
Well, my parents are of blessed memory, Alhaji Rabiu Kazeem, and my mother, Adimotu Kazeem. They are of blessed memories. My father is from Igbede. My mother is from Igbede. So you can see that I am an Igbede person, personified.
Yeah.
I have nobody outside. We have some people whose mothers are from outside Ikare. But my father was from Igbede. My mother was equally from Igbede. So all my relations are from Igbede in Ikare.
Thank you very much. The occupation.
My
Who are the
father
occupation?
basically was, my mother was a trader.
How is growing up in Ikare? Schools attended?
Well, to God be the glory, I attended Ansarudin Primary School in Igbede, Ikare, Akoko. The one, if you know the present police station, that primary school that is directly opposite the police station along
Akumbaro.
That was my starting point. I left there. I went to Ansarudin Grammar School.
Yeah, sir, can you please tell us some of your schoolmates at that point?
Okay.
Maybe they are still alive or have departed, but at least for the mentioning sake.
A good number of them at the primary school.
Yeah.
My mates at the school at AUD primary school. We have Jegede, Hakim. We have Fatai Lawan. We have Nusi Nosiru. We have Wosilat. Wosilat is of blessed memory. We have very many others.
It's been a long time anyway.
Yes.
It's been a long time. The year you completed your primary school education?
1968.
1968. Then immediately you moved to secondary school?
I went to, not immediately, I went to Islamic school.
All right.
In Lekeu. I finally went to Ansarudin Grammar School in Akoko. That is the school, the secondary school, along Okebe.
Yeah.
When you are going to Obagi,
Yeah.
by the left. That's the secondary school I attended.
When did you graduate from pass out from that school?
Okay, I left AUD
Secondary
school in 1975.
Can you please mention some of your colleagues then?
My colleagues,
yes.
Then
your schoolmates.
We have Lamidi Busari. We have Busari Wahab. We have Moshudi Momodu. We have Arike Mohammed. We have Yunusa. We have Lawal Latif. We have Owati Ariyo. We have a good number of them.
So, completing your secondary school education, what was the next stage?
Well, after my secondary school education, I was given teaching appointment at this then St. Stephen's Modern School in Akoko. So I taught briefly there, and then later I joined the civil service. I worked briefly as executive officer for the then divisional officer for Akoko North local government. From there, during the period, I did my A-level,
okay,
where I passed, and then I taught briefly at Ajwa Grammar School, Okeagbe. Then from there, I moved to the university, where I went to study law, University of Nigeria.
Wow, thank you, sir. We're about going to that aspect. Despite all this, your experience in the civil service, why do you opt for law? What informed that decision? Why don't you go into education line?
Yeah, in fact, that was but I wanted to be a teacher. I wanted to take after the principal of my school, one Mr. Bodrin, was an Ijebu man, very nice man. He was taking us geography. the way he was teaching us made me to make up my mind to study geography and be teaching the subject. But accidentally, one day, I had to branch to the court. I saw some lawyers, some people. I just entered the court and saw. I saw when cases were called, some people dressed in black, like the way I've dressed now. They stood up, they were defending. From the way they were speaking, I fell in love. That was where and how the idea of becoming a teacher was dropped. And I said, look, I'm going to read law. And we are grateful to God that today I am one.
That's interesting. So that the fact that you were in the court, you saw the proceedings, and that interest pop up, and today, that's interesting.
What will be will be. Ordinarily, if I didn't go to court that day or that time, nothing would have stopped me from
being a teacher.
Taking not ordinary teacher, geography as my subject.
That's a big lesson. At times when they say education is a moving or traveling is a part of education.
Yes.
That little experience now has brought this to reality.
Yes.
To God be the glory. Thank you very much. Your university days.
Yes.
Can you in Maiduguri?
Yes.
That should be a wonderful experience.
Very,
because leaving Western region down to north, far north. Your first day in that university, can you please share with our viewers your experience? The first day in that moving, even transportation from Ikare here down to that place. Can you just give us brief?
Yes, we were the very first set of JAM. So we just took the form and then somebody, I didn't even know that I was given admission. Somebody bought Daily Times newspaper and said Kazeem's name is inside this paper as one of the people admitted by JAM, because JAM will list names of all the candidates that were given admission. So I saw it. I said, well, I didn't fill my degree in my form in the first instance. I did not fill my degree. So I thought it must be a mistake. I now went to JAM office. They said they didn't make a mistake. And the purpose for which JAM was established was to make students get out of their catchment areas, and that I happened to be one of those. So I tried to do it. They said unless I would love to lose
that session.
So, but I didn't want to lose the session. So Mrs. Abbas was in Jos. So I had to travel from here to Jos. I passed a night with my sister. When I told her, I said, no problem now. That is your Kadara. So, and well, the following day,
continue the journey
to Maiduguri. When I got to Maiduguri, it was Orunkumailikon. I felt very bad. I got to the campus. Though the campus was, Maiduguri was a peaceful area, very lovely, grown with these dongoyaro trees. When I got to the university, a woman was in charge of giving students hostel. The other woman happened to be a Yoruba woman. The woman gave me very good accommodation. I just packed in, did everything. So I moved out. I sat by the bus stop.
Okay.
Then somebody, a driver just drove in, taxi driver. I look at the person. The person looked at me and said, PhD, because that was my nickname.
Okay.
I said, Adonia. Well, we were both from Igbede.
Oh,
But
interesting.
he was working there.
Hi.
I said, what is happening? I said, I came out since yesterday. I've been admitted. Let us go to town. Ikare people are very many
Wow.
in the town.
Wow.
And so I joined his taxi.
Yeah.
He took me to Ikare people. The place became
Yeah,
home
and oh.
for me. So that was the end of the story. And then all the Ikare people in my degree, they are fantastically good.
Wonderful.
Fantastically good. They welcome me. In fact, no, they are very, very good. Some of them are dead. Some of them are still alive.
Thank you very. That's a wonderful experience.
Very, very wonderful.
As you can see the irony of life and the way fate has worked out
Yes.
things.
Yes.
Somebody you never met, you never then just a taxi driver meeting you at that point. That shows God is behind the movement.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, sir. Now, spending your days in the universities,
Yeah.
in the law department or faculty,
Yeah.
can you still remember some of your colleagues there?
I know them.
Then, sir, before that, leaving your environment for that place, thank God you said we met Yoruba people and the Ikare people.
Yes.
That would have solved a lot of things
No.
because the type of food and some other things, the changes here and there.
Everything completely. You see, during the days, if you got to Maiduguri, you will never think
Yes.
the life down south. Because the place was very good. The place was, apart from the
Weather.
weather,
Yeah.
the place was very good. Everything was cheap. So, Maiduguri was a very good place until when people came, Metasini and all those things.
The fanatics. Thank you, sir. Then your experience, some of your colleagues right there in the university. Can you please?
At the University of Maiduguri, some of my colleagues here, Dr. Abubakar, who not my classmate, but we attended, we left, we finished from University of Maiduguri together. So if you know Dr. Abubakar, the house is hospital.
Yeah, the retired CMD.
Yes,
State specialist.
yes. There is this Professor Gidado Maxwell, the former chief of staff to Alhaji Abubakar Atiku, my classmate. We have but there are so many. There are so many of my classmates that right now I cannot remember.
You remember most of them because it's been a long time. Thank you, sir.
But Maxwell, we still relate.
Okay.
Dr. Alaba from Lagos, we still relate. What do you call him? That is, well, we have a good number of them.
Yeah.
A good number of them. And there used to be Pascal from Ekiti, engineer Ekiti. There is a man from Idoani, Chief Ogumola, a businessman there.
In Maiduguri.
In Maiduguri. Once, if he knew that you are from the south, particularly Ondo State, oh no. No. He is very fantastic man, very nice man. He made my stay in Maiduguri very pleasant. I didn't know him from Adam. We met there in Maiduguri. Ogunmola is a native of Idoana. We see talk, we see relate.
Wow.
He's the chief Ogunmola. He was into production of yogurt and all those things there.
Okay.
Very nice. Very nice. If every Nigerian behaves the way Ogunmola behaves, this place will be a very good place.
A detrapalized person.
No. Fantastic. Open-handed, very, 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 very kind, very loving, very cheerful, very good. Very good person.
Yeah, your law school experience, sir. The experience in law school. Which of the law school did you attend? Is it Lagos or has it been decentralized by then?
No.
Or we still have one then?
I attended one law school, and that is Lagos, Victoria Island.
Yeah.
My experience again will take me to one of our friends, Kazeem. Kazeem was a police officer. He was working at Alagbon then, but was staying at Babish Police Barrack. He just came home and said, "My friend, I'm for law school, and he said, law school are he said, you just take one bus. Come now, I have no wife, let's stay together." So, Kazeem, if you remember the song of Orlando, is the person Orlando referred to, Momo Kayode Lalagbon. Kazeem was very good. Kazeem was a very good friend, very nice friend, very nice friend. We were just friends from home. He's from Okirwa.
Okay.
I could not resist it again because it was that curtain that I didn't close the door. I came out and said, "This is cheap." He said, "Congratulations." Santana. He said, do you listen to what Adebayo told me? He said that I should come and write petition against you. I said, write petition against Kazeem? He said, no. He came, he congratulated me. He took a bottle of Coke in my house. And it was a keenly contested election. In fact, I was the person that robbed Santana of his victory. If I didn't come up, he would have won the election. With that, Santana came to my house. He congratulated me, and he was offered a bottle of Coke in my house, and he took it. Since then, how many years now? 1991, 92 or so. Mark you. Up till now, there are very many people that cannot do it. So that is why I say Santana is a special person. That's why I'm saying it now for the public to know the type of a person he is. So that is, by the way, I won the election. The rest is history. That's my...
You're moving into politics.
Yes, that is my moving into politics. And since then, I've been there. In 1993, specifically November 17, 1993, Abacha dissolved all democratic...
Yes, sir. Before we move to that, sir, I want you to share your experience in rep at that point. You know, I think they sat for some time before
they were there for 1 year or so. You see, very many people called on Babangida to inaugurate us. You know, it was changing days of election.
Yes, I think that information was written in his book that he released not quite long.
Now, he decided to inaugurate us himself. It was the democratically elected president that you
Supposed to do
that was supposed to do. And that was the MKO. So he put us at Nikon Luga Hotel. So we were just moving motions, no serious business because the Supreme Military Council is the highest executive and even legislative body. Then Babangida did not dissolve the military council. Then we, National Assembly, we were there with the present president. Bola Tinubu was a senator from Lagos State. I was a member of House of Rep from Ondo State. That we were holding meetings and all the rest. We were challenging the military here and there. Throughout, that was the experience. There was no full-fledged National Assembly whose law will be passed and sent for assent. Because the Supreme Military Council or FRC or whatever they whatever they call themselves, will never take any motion from us. Even the day we were trying to say that the military should stop all these things, they changed the keys of our hotel accommodation. If you lock your room and you went out, by the time you wanted to go back, that key will no longer open the place. So that was the terrible experience we were having. Salaries, they didn't pay. Nothing. So that it was a horrible experience. At the end of the day, we thank God we are still alive.
Thank God. Thank you, sir. Let's look at your foray in Ondo State politics as a commissioner.
Well, Ondo State, when AD came, we supported AD, particularly Ade Farati, who was from Akoko. We all supported him. That is Akoko Consultative Forum. I was the assistant secretary. Late Oluwadeyemi was the secretary. So I was taking note, but it was just the secretary. I was the one taking note. So then we took a decision in the four Akoko that we were going to support one of us who was a different. So with full force, we took it to Afenfere in Akoko and said there was nobody to challenge Adefarati. That was how he became the candidate of AD. And then when he won, so the position, I was to be the commissioner, but during the running up and down, one of our brothers, Aidi Abbas, came, and then we did well. So Adefarati appointed him as a commissioner of cabinet rank. They appointed me as a commissioner in the Ondo State Independent Electoral Commission. That was where I came in. And I thank God, in the ODEC, Ondo State Independent Electoral Commission, I made my marks by employing very many people across, because it is a new outlet, and then we were given free hand to appoint people. So that was how very many Akoko sons and daughters were given employment. And then it's from there people now say, Kazeem. So that was it. But when ID was removed, then I was now asked to go and replace him. So I became the honorable commissioner for lands and housing. And when I did well there, so the man, Adefarati, the governor, they moved me to Ministry of Agriculture and Natural Resources. So I was commissioner for agri and natural resources. And there, I made my mark there because I forgot earlier to tell you that I went to study. When at the time when Ondo State was to be created. Now a good number of examiners, produce examiners, were from Ogun State. So we had to go to produce training. We go for produce training. I could not resist it again because it was that cutting that I didn't close the door. I came out and said, "This is cheap." He said, "Congratulations." Santana. He said, do you listen to what Adeboye told me? He said that I should come and write petition against you. I said, write petition against Kazeem? He said, no. He came, he congratulated me. He took a bottle of Coke in my house. And it was a keenly contested election. In fact, I was the person that robbed Santana of his victory. If I didn't come up, he would have won the election. With that, Santana came to my house. He congratulated me, and he was offered a bottle of Coke in my house, and he took it. Since then, how many years now? 1991, 92 or so. Mark you. Up till now, there are very many people that cannot do it. So that is why I say Santana is a special person. That's why I'm saying it now for the public to know the type of a person he is. So that is, by the way, I won the election. The rest is history. That's my...
You're moving into politics.
Yes, that is my moving into politics. And since then, I've been there in 1993, specifically November 17, 1993. Abacha dissolved all democratic...
Yes, sir. Before we move to that, sir, I want you to share your experience in rep. At that point, you know, I think they sat for some time before
they were there for 1 year or so. You see, very many people called on Babangida to inaugurate us. You know, it was changing dates of election.
Yes, I think that information was written in his book that he released not quite long.
Now he decided to inaugurate us himself. It was the democratically elected president that you inaugurated that was supposed to do. And that was the MKO. So he put us at Nikon Yoga Hotel. So we were just moving motions, no serious business because the Supreme Military Council is the highest executive and even legislative body. Then Babangida did not dissolve the military council. Then we, National Assembly, we were there with the present president. Bola Tinubu was a senator from Lagos State. I was a member of House of Rep from Ondo State. That we were holding meetings and all the rest. We were challenging the military here and there. Throughout, that was the experience. There was no full-fledged National Assembly whose law will be passed and sent for assent. because the Supreme Military Council or FRC or whatever they
Armed Forces Ruling Council,
whatever they call themselves, will never take any motion from us. Even the day we were trying to say that the military should stop all these things, they changed the keys of our hotel accommodation. If you lock your room and you went out, by the time you wanted to go back, that key
no longer
open the place. So that was the terrible experience we had that place. Salaries they didn't pay, nothing. So that it was a horrible experience. At the end of the day, we thank God we are still alive.
Thank God. Thank you, sir. Let's look at your foray in Ondo State politics as a commissioner.
Well, Ondo State, when AD came, we supported AD, particularly Ade Farati, who was from Akoko.
Yeah.
We all supported him. That is Akoko Consultative Forum. I was the assistant secretary. Late Oluwadeyemi was the secretary. So I was taking note, or it was just the secretary, I was the one taking it. So then we took a decision in the four Akoko that we were going to support one of us who was a different. So with full force we took it to Afenfere in Akure and said there was nobody to challenge Adefarati. That was how he became the candidate of AD. And then when he won, so the position I was to be the commissioner, but during the running up and down, one of our brothers, Aidi Abbas, came, and then we did well. So Adefarati appointed him as a commissioner of cabinet rank. They appointed me as a commissioner in the Ondo State Independent Electoral Commission. Okay. That was where I came in. Okay. And I thank God in the ODEC, Ondo State Independent Electoral Commission, I made my marks by employing very many people across, because it is a new outlet, and then we were given free hand to appoint people. So that was how very many Akoko sons and daughters were given the employment. And then it's from there people now say, Kazeem. So that was it. But when ID was removed, then I was now asked to go and replace him. So I became the honorable commissioner for lands and housing. And when I did well there, so the man, Adefarati, the governor, they moved me to Ministry of Agriculture and Natural Resources. So I was commissioner for agri and natural resources. And there, I made my mark there, because I forgot earlier to tell you that I went to study. When at the time when Ondo State was to be created, now a good number of examiners, produce examiners, were from Ogun State. So we had to go to produce training. We go for produce training for 6 months. That was where I crossed from executive, from executive office of the DO here to Ministry of Agri and Rural Development. So as an examiner. So we examiners were the people examining the quality of produce. whether cocoa and
coffee,
palm kernel and all those things.
All right.
So we were grading to meet up the international standard for consumption, for exportation and all the rest. So my experience came
to be a wine. You are now a commissioner. The idea.
So that drastically, fantastically reduced the IGR of the ministry. So much so that the commissioner for finance and the governor, they summoned me. Kazeem, what is happening from your ministry? Okay. Well, I said that any cocoa that passes through Ondo State presupposes is from Ondo State. Unless, and of course, you have graded the cocoa from wherever you are coming from. So, and people from Cross River, from other parts of the country, they did not grade. So, I set up task force. That task force was always on the road, checking those produce that were graded and those that were not graded. Those that were graded, go. Not graded, we impounded the vehicle and the produce.
So they have to pay fines.
Yes.
And,
so we introduced fine. The law was that you will lose the cocoa and the vehicle. So that was how millions
move up for the state.
Coming up. So now we thank God for that.
Yeah.
The records are there.
Yeah, that's interesting. Now your movement to federal appointment at the federal level.
Yes. Yeah. I just received a phone call. Somebody said, I said, who is that? He said, you are Kazeem. I said, yes. You finished from, you attended at Saudi Primary School in Akoko. I said, yes. And so what? He said, you attended AUD Grammar School and not the rest. So when it was becoming too much for me, I was rude. So he cut off the phone. So now, I never knew that those people that were doing, what is it called? Security.
Okay.
Security.
Filing.
Yes. They were
just to confirm, a name has been recommended somewhere without you knowing.
I don't know. I know from other. So I now discovered that I was to be the national chairman of the body of anti-doping committee of Nigeria. So now, I now went to the ministry. So they said they didn't see my letter. So they kept the letter for some, I don't know how. But eventually the letter came out where I was made the chairman. But I was appointed by Buhari.
Okay. At the first time?
Yes. So I was a chairman of anti-doping of Nigeria, where is a body that regulates the activities of sportsmen and women.
Okay.
You see, some of our athletes, some of our sportsmen and women, they use enhanced drugs
for performance.
So even if it was a race or anything and you came first, you are given gold. If tests
confirm
is sampled and then discover that you use drugs, that will be withdrawn from you. So that was the area where I became the national chairman for 4 years.
Interesting. Interesting. Akoko politics.
Generally, Akoko politics is unfortunate. Here, whatever anybody may say, Ikare is the center of Akoko, is the headquarters of Akoko. But as we have it, I don't know. Unless, and of course, Ikare people who embark on serious prayer. We discovered that we have no university. Big as Ikare is. There is a university at Abuja. There is a university at Shubare. And so on and so forth. We thank Professor Olola that is bringing Millennium Crest University to Ikare. The people from AUC, they have come. They have seen the place. I'm the secretary. So then again, Jide Igbishagba, we went for the what's it called, public hearing for the information technology university that is proposed. We only hope that if that comes again. But the major thing, during the Goodluck Jonathan days, he set up confab, and that confab recommended 6 states from the 6 geopolitical zones of Nigeria. It was taking, only God knew why that National Assembly did not pass it, because they dragged their feet so much until the end of that, where Ose State was proposed and was approved by the confab, which is very different from what they are doing now. Because that one is in tandem with the reality on ground. And if Jonathan had won the second term, Ose State would have been created with Ikare as the capital. And then, if Ose State is created and Ikare is the capital, why are you talking about development of Akoko?
It's automatic, it will be automatic.
Because it is there will be development in all parts of Akoko and in all their ramifications. So that is why we are still working at it. Different from now, they are proposing 31 states. We have 36 states already. Some people are proposing 31. 31 plus 36, what's the meaning of that? So my recommendation, my appeal is that the government should go
back to that
confab, where 6 states from each of the 6 geopolitical zones were recommended. That would be ideal for our own situation, and that will take care of development, not only in Ikare, but even in Ondo North Senatorial District. That's where I stand.
Thank you very much, sir. As a grassroots politician, sir, what's your relationship with our present appointees or elected leaders, vis-a-vis BTO and Distinguished Senator Igbishagba?
Well, right now, Senator Igbishagba, I was his Director General for his campaigns. So you don't build a house and you destroy the house. So BTO too, when he was coming first, I was his Director General. So they are 2 fantastic persons. They are very good. They are very good. They are very good. If you are talking of the BTO in particular is very, very good. Very good in the sense that if you can empower people. I'm not saying that empowerment is everything, is all, but one is not arrogant, is humble. Once a politician is not arrogant and is humble, I will have very perfect relationship with him. If you look at Igbichagba was a rich man before he ventured into
Politics.
He's humble. He's not arrogant. And those two qualities, I'm okay. I don't want anybody to carry his achievement on his head. Because whatever you are today is not your own making. Man proposes, God disposes. So have perfect relationship with the two gentlemen. Then the effect. Even I did primaries with him, even though I didn't see the list of delegates.
Okay.
Yeah. But the young man shows respect. He too is very, very humble. He is very humble. If you are not humble, what will you do? You cannot be there forever. You can't be there forever. So wherever you are, you have to show humility. So the three of them, but so far, now in Ikare, the present governor has not appointed anybody from Ikare, to my knowledge. And he has made many appointments. I appeal to the governor to look at Ikare. Give us a commissioner. You don't appoint somebody who does not stay here. Somebody in Lagos, he doesn't come home. His wife is not here. Nobody is here. You appoint. If you appoint him, he doesn't come home. But those of us who are every time at home, no, but most of the, like I said, most of the appointees of Akiti were his problems. I pray that this one again does not appoint those who will make people to have a negative attitude towards him. That's my prayer. And you see, we need appointment. Although equally I'm a Muslim. Now, the appointments now does not show
religious balance.
Yes, there's no balance in it. These are little things people will look at. Little things people will look at. So,
thank you very much, sir. It's a prayer that Ikare will not be left out in realities of things. I know with time, Governor, thank God, he might likely be watching this, or some of his aides. They will definitely make moves as regard this. And in no distant time, we trust God that the Ikare people are going to have their appointments.
all right.
Thank you very much, sir. Before we go, sir, being a grassroots politician, election have been held at our local government.
Yes.
What do you have to say, or a piece of advice for our elected and appointed officers at the local government, vis-a-vis the issue of local government autonomy coming up?
Yes. What I'm saying is that we deserve more local governments. If you are talking of creation of additional local government, here we deserve more local government in Akoko North East. We have 13 wards. We have 13 wards. We need additional member in the House of Assembly. We used to have 2. Akoko Northwest with 10 wards has 2 members in the House of Assembly. We have 13 wards. We have 1. Ikare has 11 wards.
Correct town.
Ikare Township. We have 11 wards. While the whole of Northwest, they have 10. Yet, they have 2 House of Assembly constituencies. They have 2 members in the House of Assembly. We have 1 with our 13 wards.
So that's a fundamental issue.
Very, very fundamental.
What do you think? Where do you think we got it wrong that led to this? Something must have wrong. Somewhere, somehow.
Some people, it's a long story. Let me not go into
It's all right.
But anybody that was responsible for the loss
The denier.
one of our constituencies in the House of Assembly, God will not forgive such people, wherever they may be. Because there was a time one man was from Igoropa, was a member of House of Assembly. Then Cha from Ekon was also a member of House of Assembly. The 2 of them they
represented this local government.
Yes, yes. 13 wards, my dear brother. Well, 10 has 2, 13 has 1. It's a very bad injustice. So I plead with all the stakeholders to give us back the second
Slot
member
for
for House of Assembly. As for we have a local government chairman now, Mumini Babane.
Yes. Olola.
He's a complete gentleman. I don't know, humility is personified in him. You know, he has not started work for us to see his work.
Yes, yes.
But I want somebody to be humble. Not going about garrulous, not flamboyantly going, I'm the chairman of this, and so what? Somebody was chairman yesterday. So he's a complete gentleman. And when you talk to him, he listens. My appeal to all the appointed and the elected, let them know that they are serving the people, not serving themselves. Like, I'm still relevant today because when I was in government in Ondo State, I assisted many in the area of employment. There is no ministry you will get to in Ondo State that you will not meet somebody that I assisted to be there. Let them do the same thing. Money is not everything. Money is not everything. Whatever will happen, will happen. Wherever you will be, you will be. Because even if you think you want to amass money so that you can do whatever you want to do at the expense of the populace, you are doing yourself. Look at Tinubu. In spite of the fact that his party did not support him, the chairman of his party did not support him, the president of his party and the country did not support him, those whom he assisted, a good number of them did not support him. But he had the support of God and the ordinary citizen, and yet became the president. So what will be, will be. This is my attitude today. Whatever you want to do, know that you are serving the people, you are serving your God. See me now, I've been to House of Rep. I was a commissioner
2 times.
2 times. Here in this state. I was chairman national body. But look at me now. I thank God for my life. You give them appointment, you give them employment, or you give them, you vote for them, you will never see them again. When you call, they don't pick your calls. So my advice is for people to run away from that.
Thank you very much. I think they will take to that. You be an opinion leader and an experienced politician, they will definitely take to that school of thought. Sir, criminality and security issue in this Akoko, how do we curb insecurity?
Well, as the Secretary of Ikare Development, I raised it with the President recently, last week. That is Chief Leke Olola, that we must do something about it. This place is too porous. We share boundaries with Kogi, we share boundaries with Edo, we share boundaries with Ekiti, we share boundaries here and there. So it's only God that can save us. You even our people, government will assist us. A good number of our people take to criminality because they take hard drugs. Or they join hands with the, what do you call them? These Fulani herdsmen. Not all of them are criminals. Not all Fulani are criminals. Some are Fulani from Nigeria, but some are Fulani from outside this country. But you don't have the spectacle with which you can differentiate the one that is from outside the country and the one that is within the country. But my advice to our people, kings, all stakeholders, that stop giving land to these stranger elements you don't know. 2, in all the parks in Ondo State, you can see people displaying hard drugs. I call them hard drugs, even the one you call pelebe. In all motor parks, they sell them. A driver will take 2, 3, 4, 5, and then
back on the journey.
Yes, it can lead to accident, and can lead to anything, because with your right senses you cannot do any act of criminality. You want to be on drug first. So these are the things we talk about. We must be our brother's keeper. If you see anybody you don't know, inform the king, because if you inform some of the police people, they too could be more dangerous than others. And in this community, in this Akoko, particularly in Ikare, a police officer that has stayed for 15 years, 10 years, must be moved from this place. You came here as a corporal or constable. You became a corporal, you became a sergeant, you became an inspector. Let them leave this place because of so many things. Ọlọ́pàá tó ti gbé bí tó wà bí, ó wà bí, ó fẹ́ retire, ó gbé 10 years in a station, 50 years in a place. Let the police remove them, transfer them, bring new people. A number of criminals were arrested, and they will run away from this people. And nothing is going to happen. Nothing has happened. Then I plead with our people to look for money in a decent manner. We have organizations. They came here some years back. They deal people.
Yes, the financial something.
Yes.
Yes.
They were at Oka. They did the same thing some 2-3 years ago. They came to Ikare. I didn't know until I learned that they came, they duped them. We have regular banks. Go there. Any bank that says if you put 100,000 in 1 week, come and collect 400,000 is a bad bank. A lot of, I mean, it's unfortunate.
Businessmen were.
If you say you are not concerned, everybody is concerned, because the cash that is in your hand is useful for me, because you will spend it and it will get to me. My own will get to you.
Yeah.
So some people are happy. They say, kuku konwa, kusenti uku. So I appeal to our people, please.
Is there anything we can do to prevent such in future?
Because
Because this criminal will still be coming somehow. Maybe after a year now, you see them coming in again.
When you see something, you say something. When you see something, you tell somebody. That is my advice.
Thank you, sir. Finally, before we go on this program, Ramadan is here, sir.
Yep.
And being a Muslim, what's your word for our Muslim brothers involving in Ramadan now? Ramadan Kareem.
Yeah, Ramadan Kareem, Ramadan Mubarak. Now, this is a period of sober reflection. It's a period of total commitment and submission to Almighty Allah. My appeal to our people is to be good. During Ramadan, you are good. You listen to preachings, sermons, you pray regularly, you abstain from certain things, including eating voraciously, including drinking anyhow. So my appeal to them is that let them do good. Do good to your neighbor. Because if you do good to your neighbor, you will get a good result. Don't engage in any act of criminality, killing, using human body to make money or rituals. For what? I appeal to everybody in Nigeria to stop it.
Thank you, sir. MBA is
Well,
your constituency.
Yes.
What advice do you have for your colleagues, both the junior colleagues and your peers,
Yes.
as regards administration of justice in Akoko and Ondo State generally?
We need to cooperate with the court to get justice delivery for our people. There are lawyers. My appeal to them is to cooperate with the courts, because they do most of their work in the court. Although sometimes they go to police station, they go to other areas to do their job. Let them have the fear of God in whatever you are doing. Please be guided by the fear of God. If you have the fear of God, there'll be no problem. And that is my advice to my colleagues here.
Thank you very much, sir.
It's a pleasure.
Be an Ikare man. We want you to speak your dialect to your people. Encourage them to subscribe to this Olola Akoko's program and any other words for Ikare or Akoko people. I wouldn't know how many language of Akoko you can speak, maybe in form of greetings, one or two of it.
Okay, gbogbo ọmọ Ìkàrẹ́ o, àdúrà gbogbo àgbà o, ẹ̀jàre mẹ́wọ̀n ní gbogbo abẹ́.
Both home and abroad.
Gbogbo yóò ṣe rè á lórílẹ̀-èdè àgbáyé. A ní àgbájọwọ́pọ̀ pẹ̀lú àwọn yóò ṣe ètò
Olola Akoko television.
Olola Akoko television. Torí pé tiwantiwa ti tẹ̀síbà ní tàfà kí máa sọ pé àkísàn ní àkísà ní kò àkísà náà rọ bíbélì ní ti bishop alukurani ní ti imam tàfà ẹjẹ́ wọ́pọ̀ pẹ̀lú Olola
Akoko television
yìí. Ọlọ́run ọba ìṣíjẹ́ túbọ̀ ká ní ìlọsíwájú, gbogbo á ní ìlọsíwájú ìbára o, mo kẹ́ o, ẹkún o, mọ́yé o, Ọlọ́run gbàdúrà o, ní òkè àgbè ẹ̀mẹ̀jọ o, ṣàlàfíà náà tí o, ní ọ̀gbàgì kàríbákì oníràkájíkátí ní ọkà ìrádé wísìn ẹ̀wìn kàtírẹ́wìn o, ẹ̀wìn kí kábíyèsí ìnànà kúkú o, ẹ̀pẹ̀lẹ́ kí Olúkàrẹ́ o, kí gbogbo àwọn èèyàn wa o, Ọlọ́run kó gbàdúrà wa o. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
It's
a pleasure having you on our program today, sir. We want to believe that when next we call on you for one or two things relating to Akoko, we are going to be obliged.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir.
God bless you.
Amen.
I hope I have not.
Valiant Olola Akoko, ẹ ó máa rí ṣe ni lókè ilẹ̀ ó máa lọ lọ́lá Ọlọ́run ọba bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe fẹ́ kórífórí yọmí pẹ̀lú àwọn musician tó bọ̀ lẹ́yìn yìí o àtàwọn ará iwájú Ọlọ́run máa gbé yín lékè ni o ẹ ṣàmì àdúrà ní ìsẹ̀yìn o ó yá gbogbo ẹ̀yin olólùfẹ́ àwa títí láéláé láṣírí wa yóò máa bò títí láéláé wọn ò ní fi wá ṣàwátì o títí láéláé láṣírí wa yóò máa bò.